It's been 10 years since the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh, and two states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, are all set to vote in the fourth phase of elections that are to be held on the 13th of May. Now, in this episode of Election Math, we'll look at how nuanced is the changing political dynamics in both these states. Remember, in the last 10 years, several things have happened in these states, which is why the political dynamics of the parties that are claiming stakes to power in these these states have completely changed. For instance, in Andhra Pradesh, which basically accounts for 25 Lok Sabha seats and also 175 assembly seats. Remember, this is one state that, apart from Odisha and Arunachal Pradesh, will also see assembly elections this time along with Lok Sabha elections. Last time in 2019, Jagan Mohan Reddy, the incumbent chief minister, actually got 22 of the 25 seats. He also got a huge number of the 175, almost 151 seats of the 175 assembly seats. So it was in some ways a sweep for Jagan Mohan Reddy, and he was riding high on his promises of welfare. There was this statewide yatra that he had done. He also comes from the legacy of Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy, who's been the former chief minister of Andhra Pradesh, and also he broke away from the Congress party and has also spent time in jail. So he was seen as this youthful leader, and he defeated TDP, reduced the TDP to just 23 seats in Lok Sabha and in Vidhan Sabha, which is why he's also expecting a repeat of the 2019 performance. But this time, something different has happened in Andhra Pradesh, something very similar to what happened in 2014. Three important parties, the BJP, JSP, which is the Jan Sena party, which is headed by Pawan Kalyan, an influential actor turned politician, who also comes from a very prominent Kapur community, JSP and TDP led by three-term Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. These three parties have come together and they are hoping for a repeat of the 2014 election results. And remember, in 2014, even the BJP, it was not just Chandrababu Naidu who won, not just assembly elections in the state, but also Lok Sabha elections. It was also the BJP that managed to increase its vote share and also win 4 assembly seats and 2 MP seats. In 2019, all the three partners separated. The alliance was no longer in place. In fact, JSP contested with BSP. Then TDP was reduced to 23 seats, and BJP lost the Lok Sabha seats that it had won in 2014. Which is why, very reluctantly, these parties have come together. They have forged a front which is speaking about investments, and it is speaking about Viksit Bharat. In fact, the Prime Minister himself in the last 50 days has addressed 5 joint rallies. He has been to Anakapalli, he has been to Rajamundry, he's gone to Vijayawada, which was on the 8th of May. So several big rallies have been held in Andhra Pradesh. But let me also tell you that Jagan Mohan Reddy has been in subtle support of the BJP's policies and politics, which is why it will be interesting to see how that relationship changes now that BJP is in an official alliance with the TDP. TDP separation from the BJP. Chandrababu Naidu walking out of BJP ND alliance in 2019 was not on great terms. He had accused the centre for betraying the cause of the special category status to Andhra Pradesh, something that was promised in the floor of the House by Manmohan Singh, but was ironically not part of the Reorganisation Act of Telangana. So what happens in that BJP, YSRCP, or whoever wins that relationship is going to be different. But the issues that are being spoken about in Andhra Pradesh are very interesting here. One is, of course, the Land Tilting Agreement Act. NDA is talking about that being something that gives a lot of powers to the state government to usurp land of the poor. It's saying that it will revoke that act. It is also talking about, the capital being Amravati, and this is a city that Chandrababu Naidu had built during his tenure as the chief minister. But Jagan Mohan Reddy has tried to bring in a democratic argument in this, saying that Kurnool needs to be the judicial capital, Amravati needs to be the legislative capital, and Visakhapatnam or Vizag needs to be, the administrative capital of the city, of the state. And now that matter is in court, that is going to be heard over the next few months. But it is also seen as a political, move. If you look at Narendra Modi's speeches and Amit Shah's speeches, they have managed to stay away from all these contentious issues which are seen as a fight fight between the YSRCP and the TDP. Remember, for both parties, the centre support is going to be very, very important, which is why most of the BJP leaders are calling the YSRCP government and ministers corrupt, but are not really taking on Jagan Mohan Reddy. There was also an attack on him, a few years ago, and also another one a few days ago, which has become an emotive aspect. He has also given a lot of tickets to OBC candidates, which is why it is expected that his welfare schemes might also leave an impact. But remember, the same was being said about BRS leadership KCR, but KCR, of course, lost the assembly elections of 2023. Coming to Telangana, Telangana is going to be all the more interesting because this is where the BJP unexpectedly won 4 seats in 2019, but in 2023 its performance was below expectations. It did win 8 assembly seats, but it also, in the run-up to elections, saw a lot of problems with its state unit. The state president was changed, which is why it also led to some ways the resurgence of the Congress party. After Karnataka, Telangana is one state that the Congress rules in the south of India, which is why it is very important for the party, for its own existence, and also its hold over the south of India, a place where the BJP is still trying to make its mark. So Telangana all the more important for the Congress party, which is why the party has come up with its own manifesto for the state of Telangana, saying that it will have a special investment region in Telangana and focus on investments and jobs, apart from a lot of financial help for women and unemployed youth. Now, of course, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh share borders, and there are districts in Andhra Pradesh like Nalgonda and Khammam which will be influenced by the political developments in Telangana, which recently saw the collapse of a regional party, BRS. BRS, by the way, is also trying to make a comeback. In fact, KCR, the former Chief Minister of Telangana, was on a past journey, and he has been trying to reach out to his own party men, saying that this is just a temporary phase for the party and the party needs to stick together. Whereas Revanth Reddy, the Congress Chief Minister of Telangana, has been projecting the Telangana pro-poor model as a national model for the Congress party in the national elections. Now, there are important questions here. One, of course, is will the BJP, JSP and TDP combine be able to repeat the performance of 2014? Will Jagan Mohan Reddy, whose sister is now the Congress president, and she's also challenging him, and she's also basically talking about his alleged involvement in this murder of their cousin and uncle and family relative, YS Vivekanand Reddy, and his name has been cropped up again and again. In fact, she's the candidate against her own cousin Avinash Reddy from this high-profile constituency of Kadapa. How is that family dynamics going to impact the sentiment of voters? That will be interestingly watched. And with respect to Telangana, it will be the future of BRS actually depends on these elections. And will the BJP be able to increase its tally of 4 seats? Will it be able to increase that in 2024? Will be keenly watched. And more importantly, will the Congress party hold on to its winning streak in Telangana? That is something that will also be in contention.